Welcome back to Sing with Cinderella. In this series, I help singers of all different skill levels reach their full singing potential. On today's tech episode, I will be reviewing and giving a little tutorial of the iREAL Pro app. This is an incredible app. I use it on iPhone. I also use it on my iPad. It's wonderful for jazz musicians, but also all kinds of styles to spice up your practice sessions. Use it as a backing track, drum beat behind you, add an upright bass if you so choose, add the piano and just play chords for your warm-up, or also practice your standards right inside the app. If you're excited about this video, go ahead and give it a like down below. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Click the bell for notifications so you get notified every time I post a new video. And let's talk about the iREAL Pro app. There's so much to unpack here, but let's go ahead and talk about your songs. So when you download the app, you can go to your songs, and already it has some practice exercises that you can use, some backing tracks already in there. So for example, Afro 1, Afro 2, you have Ballad 1, Ballad 2, Ballad 3, blues, jazz, minor, minor waltz that are already in there, so you can just select it and then you can play it. So down on the bottom, you have some options here. One of my favorite features is the practice tool feature. In the bottom left-hand corner, it's like a graduation hat, very studious. I love that. So this is a practice tool. You can increase the tempo. Let's say you wanted to increase the tempo every time you go back through the beginning. This is great for practice. This is an exercise, right? Let's say you're using it for a warm-up. You're starting pretty slow and steady, okay? And then the next time it comes around, when it goes to the repeat, goes back to the top, it's gonna increase the tempo, and you can control that. You can adjust it here by using the slider. So let's increase by 10 beats per minute. And then there's also the transposition. So you can have it off, you can have it transpose up by half a step, and I can just keep on moving the slider and it'll give you different options by how many half steps you'd like to transpose by. And you can also transpose down. You can transpose up or transpose down. I typically like to do transposition up, especially because I'm a vocalist and I'm trying to warm up my upper register. But if I want to do the opposite as well, if I'm trying to really hit those low notes on that certain practice session, then I'll go ahead and put it on one of those settings for transposing down a half step through every loop through. And I can turn off the increased tempo at that point, or I can keep it on. But that's a nice tool to play around with especially if you're going through a warm up or you're working on a really difficult piece and you're trying to maybe transcribe a scat and you're working on the scat and you're using it as a backing track just to have chords with you. And it's difficult in the beginning. It's very, very fast. So you want to take it down tempo, and then you want to increase the tempo gradually through every cycle through. So you can play around with it. And then we have our play button, stop button, and then the slider here, the mixer. Let's click on that. This is going to show you the different instruments that are playing, that are creating your backing track. So you have your piano. I had it completely down because I just wanted a drum backing track for myself when I was singing. So you can bring up the piano, the acoustic bass. You can also change the instruments. I could have Rhodes, I could have a vibraphone, or I could have a jazz organ, for example. So I can change it based off of the kind of song that I'm singing to suit that world and really cater it to what I'm working on. So then we have acoustic bass. I could change it to different kinds of basses. I can even change it to a tuba. So yeah, really experiment with that. And then I can play with reverb. And then you have your count-in that you can control as well. It's also your count-in, and then you can change the sounds of the click. You can change that sound. And then what's cool is that you can give a different sound for click 1 versus click 2, which can help cue you in, oh, we're getting to that part. Like, oh, this is my entrance here. So you can play around with that, and then you can change the click volume as well. So a lot to experiment with, but I'm going to give it a go so you can hear how this sounds. That's the count-in. So right now, the last setting, the last practice tool on the very bottom is the keyboard. So I can have piano chords, I can have guitar chords, I can have ukulele chords, chord scales, which might be really helpful if you are improvising, so you know which notes are available for you to use. If you're a new improviser, definitely take advantage of that, or you can have it completely off. And then with that as well, you can change if it's treble clef or bass clef when you have the chord scales as well as the piano chords. Do you want both hands or do you want one hand? And what's really great about the piano, if you're a beginning pianist, like me, it's really great to learn how to maneuver between the chord changes, and it's going to give you a quick and easy way to do that. So now I'm just going to bump up the piano here. Let's say I couldn't hear the notes exactly that well, so I'm going to bump up the volume of both the piano and the acoustic bass. I'm going to bring down the drums, and let's play this again. But you know what? I actually want to change the key, so I can actually do that as well. Right now it's going to play 3 times through, so these settings are popping up now because it's being played. And it's also showing me how long that practice track is running. So right now I'm at 10 seconds of 205 seconds, and it's playing 3 times through. I can increase the repeats. If I just want this endless, I'm going to say, okay, let's do this 12 times. 12 times the charm. But let's change the key. So I'm going to pull up this here. I'm going to click on C minor to change the key. And let's actually do, let's bring it down a step. Let's do B minor, just as an experiment. And then it automatically changes all the chords that are in there. And here it is. Cool, so that's a little taste of the exercises that are already in the system, but you can apply these same things. You can do them with actual songs. So I'm gonna pull up an actual song here. Let's do Bewitched. Bewitched, Bothered and Bewildered, the classic Richard Rodgers song. So this is a jazz ballad. So it's gonna already play in a different groove. It's playing at a different tempo, right? So on the bottom, it's saying jazz ballad even. So it's not jazz ballad swung, but it's jazz ballad even. I'm gonna click on that, and here I'm gonna have all of the different grooves that it can play in with the same chords. It's just gonna change it up. So let's say I was singing a ballad, but I wanted to feel it in a different way. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. I'm gonna do a medium swing. So it's increasing the tempo. Bothered and bewildered am I, bewitched. Yeah. So that's how I felt it in now a medium swing. We could do it in so many different styles, play around with them, imagine your songs in a different way, in a different light by playing with the groove. Let's try some Latin. Let's do Argentina tango. Okay, let's see how this one feels. So these are basically presets. You can manually find the groove that you want. For example, this one automatically changed the instruments. If I were to go to the mixer again, now it's playing the bandoneon because Argentina, yes? So that feel is gonna be more bandoneon than piano. And then we still have the acoustic bass, we still have the drums, but what's nice is that it already has the drum patterns inserted when you play with these presets. And then if I wanted to change the tempo as well, I'll just click on the tempo, increase, decrease. But let's go ahead and talk about how to get the songs into the iREAL Pro app. So you have 2 options. You can go to the Jazz forums where you will find so many, thousands of songs already created by different people across the globe that have already put it into the system. It's already in iREAL Pro format, and all you have to do is just import it in, or you could create your own lead sheet. This could be to an existing song, or it could be your own composition where you just kind of want a backing track to see how it's gonna feel with a trio and hear how it's gonna sound, and then, go back and forth in a workshop process to an original. You could use it in that way, but let me go ahead and show you how to create a new lead sheet in the app. You're gonna go to the top right-hand corner, that plus sign, and here you'll title your new song, put in your composer, your style, your key, and then the template, I'm just gonna do blank, but if you wanted to do it in a certain form already, AABA, there's already formatting for you that you can choose from. And then from here, I'll go ahead and input all of the different chords, the duration of each of the chords, I'll have to put in bars, and then I'll have my own practice track for whatever I would like. I can make up a warm-up practice track. I can make an original song right in the app to feel the groove, to feel the harmonies, and see if I'm liking it so far, make adaptations, or I can take an existing lead sheet and put it into the app. Now the other option would be the Jazz forum. So let's go to the forum in the top left-hand corner from the main home screen. Here you will find jazz, Brazilian, pop, rock, blues, bluegrass, country, so many different options. And I'll just go through, for example, the Brazilian Latin section. That's 818 that are already in here. And these are postings from anyone around the globe. And I'm gonna go ahead and insert No More Blues. I found that one. That's a classic one that should be a part of your repertoire. So I'm gonna import song, and boom, it's in my collection. It's in my library. Let's play it. Now let's say you already have a guitarist with you and you have a pianist, but you don't have a drummer. So I'm gonna go to the mixer and I'm gonna turn down the piano and bass. I'm gonna pull up the drums, or maybe I did want to keep on the bass. We don't have a bass player yet. So I'm gonna play stop and then it's gonna reset it. So you can play around with it. Someone doesn't show up to rehearsal? Just use this. Or even on your own if you just want that sense of ensemble and feel like you're collaborating with others, right in the app. Your best collaborator right here. They will never fail you. Your phone will never fail you. The app will never fail you. No, I'm kidding. It's incredible to be in a live space with musicians, but this is also a really wonderful tool to use when you're by yourself just to get a sense of things. So if you eventually import hundreds of different lead sheets into your library, you have so many songs now, and it becomes hard to find the songs that you have because it goes alphabetically. It does sort them in a different way. If you go to your home page now, and you can go to styles, it's going to categorize them that way. So I can go to Afro, I'll have all the songs there. I have all of my ballads in one place. It's organizing it by style in that way. But it's also really simple. You go to your songs, you find it, you play it, you can transpose, you can change the tempo, change the instruments, change the volume, you have your chords, you have your scales. I think that it covers a lot in this one app, and it is a backing track app, so I wouldn't think that it needs much else. But my one hope would be maybe in an updated version of the app is to have lyrics. Maybe it's because I'm a vocalist, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this way, to have lyrics on the lead sheet. I think it would be pretty helpful to help follow along with it, especially for the iPad version of the app. But maybe it's an option that you can click on or off, so not all instrumentalists have to see all of the lyrics, but it could also be helpful. But that is such a small thing. All in all, it's an incredible app. I totally would recommend it. I'm gonna leave in the description down below the information how to download it. This was not a sponsored video. I'm just truly talking about my experience, and hopefully it'll help you guys in deciding what app that you're going to get for your backing tracks. I would really recommend this one. I've been using it for years, and I'm gonna enjoy using it for years to come. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, click the bell for notifications. I have a lot of tech reviews. I have music and vocal education. If you're interested, check out these videos over here, and I hope to see you next time on the channel.